Good day, franchising students. So as of today, we're going to discuss a new chapter on chapter 3, which is investigating and evaluating a franchise. Let me share with you our PowerPoint presentation. So since franchising is the most successful method of doing business, and we should look at how to select and choose the right franchise. Since all franchises are requires a lot of money, and the first and foremost consideration that we have to take is which is to franchise that you can really afford, and at least the money that you can set aside is at least a minimal of 200,000 that you can buy at least a small franchise outlet. Then again, you have to think if the preference is a food or non-food franchise, or otherwise, if you venture into food business, it is necessary you have an experience as a restaurateur since you receive a full training from your franchisor. So basically, the more critical factor in a food franchise is the location of the business. You have to consider everything all about that, the location. So as the accessibility to a great number of people as well as parking space for dine-in clients is most important as well, unless it is for delivery purposes only, but still then parking is needed for takeout orders and your own delivery vehicles that you have to invest in. So your active role in the management of food franchise is more important than if you rather choose a non-franchise. So most franchisors require hand-on franchises and do not allow absentee owners. So therefore, let us study more about on this topic. Learning of outcomes would be on this chapter, we're going to identify the sources of information for scanning the franchise opportunities. And later, you will understand and apply the right analytical tools to assess and evaluate the available franchise options. Develop the various criteria for the evaluation of the franchise options available. So on the entire topic or for this chapter, we're going to study these different topics. The number one would be summary of the advantages and disadvantages of new franchisee and an existing franchise available on resale. While the second one would be what are the sources of information that you need to know. Under it, you're going to study what are the trade directories that will help you, the articles and ads published in trade journals and magazines, the trade shows and exhibitions, researching the internet. And the third topic would be investigating the franchise opportunity, whereas we're going to understand the selection of sector of the different industry and as well as the criteria for overall evaluation. So let us begin with the process of entering into an independent business opportunity. So it always starts by considering the two factors, which is either you're going to start a new business or go for a franchise. If we will differentiate the two, it would be much harder on your part if you're going to start a new business. Conceptualizing everything with the theme, the mission, vision, and your objectives, and how will you be able to create the product itself or otherwise the service. If you go for a franchise, well, then it's also a right choice for you, depending on the choices of your partner as well. Hindi lang ikaw yung magde-decide on this part. All right. So if an entrepreneur thinks to start a new venture, right? So through the franchise route, there are also two options available that you have to consider. First, if you wanted to go for a franchise, then you go for a new franchise. And there's the other one option is to enter into an existing franchise available on resale. So certainly there are existing franchises that are for resale, but you have to know and understand well on which two categories that you will be involved in. Okay, now let us understand the difference when you will be involved in a new franchise. Let us understand what are the advantage and the disadvantages. All right, so on this part, the advantages, let us study the advantages of a new franchise. First is we're going to overall low risk of doing the business with an ease to obtain finance. Well, basically, there is a study with regards to this that there is a low risk because the business itself or the franchise business is already a successful one. Okay, it had been through a lot of experience, failures before, but then they already cope up with those difficulties and trials. So the risk will be low. Number two would be proven methods of doing business and a well-established brand reputation. There are a lot of new franchise business that now are having a good reputation, branding na sila, kilala na rin sila because of the quality of the product itself and as well as the marketing strategy that was already established. Number three is the franchisors offer assistance in the pre-startup stage. According to the franchise disclosure agreement, it would always be included that the franchisor will always be there for you to be assisted from the very beginning, from the pre-start until the opening of the store. So number four is there is an ongoing support in the conduct of the business, such as training and development, promotion, etc. These are the good advantages of this new franchise. And there is a possibility of achieving cost competitiveness due to collective purchasing power. Lastly, on the advantages, it offers benefits of synergy and association with other franchises. That's all for the advantages. While if we're going to study the disadvantage, there is a few. So the first one is the cost of entry into such business is high. Although we all know there are a lot of big branded franchise or franchising business which are very costly. Well, of course, you're also paying the name of itself, not only just the quality of the product, but the brand itself. Then the business has a limited profit potential. That's the at least somehow at least disadvantage of this new franchise. There is a lack of freedom to try new ideas and try new management practices because, as we all know, the franchisor are the one handling everything from the management itself. Although you will be the one managing, but then later on, if you have new idea to improve more this of the services or otherwise the product itself, you are not allowed to because they are already in control of everything. Lastly, would be the franchisors may fail to meet their obligations and there is hardly any possibility to achieve readiness. Okay, on this regard, there could be possibility. That's why the franchisors might be able to regret the responsibility to their franchisees. Okay, how about if we're going to involve or to invest in an existing franchise available on resale? So let us see the advantages on this part. Okay, first is it offers an assurance that a business is up and running. As we all know, there are some issues with regards to, you might be wondering why this business is on resale. So probably there are personal reasons between the business partners or the owners of it. That's why, although we all know that the business is in good condition or profiting somehow. Okay. Number two here is a low risk and uncertainty about success of the business. So on this part, almost the same and then on the part of a new franchise, the same low risk. It could offer, that number three here, it could offer established location and existing customer because the business itself is already ongoing. So it already has their own loyal customers and they are still continuously buying on that store. Okay. Fourth one is once you can evaluate the cash flows with more certainty. With that, because if the business is for resale, they will show you as well the financial status of that business. So somehow you're going to evaluate whatever the cash flow of the operation of the business has. And then last would be the possibility of starting the business from day one, because you're now the new owner. I mean to say, it's just under a new management, although you will be still the one starting the business all over again. Okay. Let us see what are the disadvantages. So there are certain limitations such as the location, the design, interiors, and merchandise. Because the store itself already exists on a certain location, you cannot transfer it to another place, whether if you want it to be near the market or on a specific area near the schools, as you know that there are more target markets. And the design and interiors as well, everything, you cannot, there is there are limitations in short. The second one here is that the existing franchise could inherit problems such as the employees with low commitment, pricing issues, poor procedures, and sometimes legal liabilities. And it's true, it might happen to you if it's only a new management and somehow you didn't know, you were not liable to hire all those employees na hindi mo naman talaga sila nagustuhan na nakilala and they have attitude problem. That is also a disadvantage on her part. Okay, because if they don't have commitment on their work and loyalty with the standard of the operation of this business, then you will have a problem. And as well as the pricing issues and etc. Okay. Last will be, it could be costly to buy an existing franchise. Well, of course, definitely it might happen as well. It's because syempre binabawi pa lang noong first investor ng unang franchisee on this business. That's why it's more costly. Okay. Now, moving on with the searching for an opportunity. If you are a franchisee, okay, you may refer to a certain other sources of information as followed on the next slides. So basically, these are the things that could help or assist you on how to know more better of franchising a business, right? So first is a trade directories. So the following trade directory can help identify international franchise opportunities. And first on our list is the Franchise Opportunities Guide. Yes, you can buy that. The Executive's Guide to Franchise Opportunities and the Franchise Handbook. We have this as well, or it is sold in different bookstore like National Bookstore, and you can avail it as well online if you want. But of course, you have to pay. So, and luckily for you guys that you are studying this kind of this subject, at least you will have a good guide for this. Okay, the next is you really have to know better of the business that you're going to invest in. By what? By reading articles and ads published in trade journals and magazines. So the following website would really help you a lot so that you'll be able to choose the right franchising business for you or your partners in the future. So on the last part in the Philippine context, the following may help you. The picture shown on the left side, which is the franchising or the franchise page or the franchising page, I mean to say, and the entrepreneur. You can check this one and see to it that there are a lot of updated new business establishment that may help you a lot, or you will be informed. Okay. Next one, you can also attend a trade shows and exhibitions. So every year they have this kind of exhibition. Okay, the franchise Asia the franchise Asia Philippines. This is organized by the Philippine Franchise Association, or what we call the PFA. There is also Angat Pinoy Business Expo and Entrepreneur and Franchise Expo. This is the last event that happened 2020. Okay, that I took some of the details. Next would be the through research using the internet. So these are the following websites given to you that you can check, international websites, otherwise the Philippine websites that you can check it out. That you are, well, be well versed to know the different kind of franchising business and they are legitimate. That's the biggest and important thing na alam natin kung saan tayo, what kind of business we're entering to. Okay, and just like what you did on your group task, that you were able to search a lot of information on the business you have chosen. And with that, with regards to that, at least on this part, you already know on how to study very well of what kind of business you might be involved in the future. All right, so this is the reference that we have here, and I hope you could learn more by checking the websites I've given to you. Right? Thank you for your time. Have a nice day.